In strong hands, Zarya melts through her opponents like butter and has some of the highest carry potential in the game. Using her projected barriers, you can turn your teammates' mistakes into tactical bait for the enemy, turning what would have been a pick from your side into a one-team fight. Привет! My name is Reason. I'm a Grandmaster off-tank and projectile DPS specialist, and today I aim to help you play Zarya like a pro. Before I go though, I'd like to let you know about our website, GameLeap.com, which has hundreds of guides made by top 500s and professionals to help you win every game. We have over 1,300 hours of content and are constantly updating. Please do head over there after this video to check it out. So the first thing that I do coming into this fight is bubble the engagement. What that means is bubbling, in this case, my main tank. What that does is give him an extra effective 200 HP, and it also allows me to get high charge right away. So it allows him to be more effective, get us more space, and it gets me into a more effective position with my high charge. And this D.Va flies up, which gives me a ton of ult charge. D.Vas are the most juicy target for you as Zarya because their defense matrix will not protect them against your beam. As well, they have a gigantic hitbox. So when they fly up in the air, I go from, what was that, 20%? Yeah, I go from 23% up to 60 just from this D.Va. So D.Vas are a great target for you, but unfortunately the enemy Ana hit a massive anti on our team, so we lose that fight. But we're just going to go again, keep playing consistently, and help our team out as best we can. Unfortunately, our Reinhardt gets bullied a little bit and by a little bit I mean a lot. So our Reinhardt gets bullied into the pit here by this Doomfist and the D.Va boops consecutively, and knocked it away. But this D.Va fortunately throws the game, so I get my grab off of her. I literally went from, what was it? I went from 20% ult charge to 100% just off of that D.Va alone. So as soon as I get my grab, I'm throwing it out here. I was aiming for the Ana and the Genji and maybe the Lucio here to get these three in, but unfortunately, I don't know, I suck. I only get the Genji. But you know what? It's all good because the monkey jumps in too. So that's all good. And based on the follow-up available right now, I'm anticipating that we're not going to be able to kill either of these guys. So that's why I'm just holding left click into this Genji for maximum damage. Usually in a grab, you want to be feathering between your explosive charges and your beam. So like right click, hold left click while you wait for your right click to come off cooldown again. So that's the best way to deal the most damage into your grabs when it's multi-target. But in this case, yeah, I'm just trying to melt this Genji. And it's all good that we didn't kill anybody because it allowed my teammates to push up, even though our Ryan is down. So we got space into the fight off of that grab, and it puts the Winston in a position where he's going to get melted here. As well, we killed the D.Va earlier, so now they have no tanks, and I'm on the point with 100 charge. So what are they going to do but back away? So in Zarya, you want to be laying down the law, basically, with the enemy team. So anytime someone is exposed, you can force them into a bad position just by putting your beam on them for a second or two. So this Ana, for example, she's playing up left side for whatever reason, so I'm just going to beam her, and she's going to have to back up. She won't be able to focus on anything but me when I'm doing that, or else she's dying. And in this case, I don't know, she doesn't back up. She just stays scoped in, trying to heal her teammates, so we just melt her for it. And with this D.Va bomb coming up, you can get 40 charge off of these bombs since your bubbles protect an infinite amount of burst damage. And this deals 1,000, so you're going to get 40 charge automatically by it. I'm already like max charge almost though, so this is not really super important in this scenario, but it's a good tip in general. So that's why I bubbled there. And this Doomfist playing too far up, so we just kill him. We do right click, left click, right click. That's like the fastest way to kill squishies. And as soon as that D.Va dies, I get a free grab, so that's why I throw it out there, though I definitely could have waited. We basically won the fight already, so I didn't need to grab at all, but I was in the mindset of just trying to take over the point, get it over with. And also I had an idea in this game based on how fast I was charging my grabs that it wouldn't be a big deal. So now the enemy's regrouping, that's why so now the enemy's regrouping, we're pushing up to try to force them to stay back, to not be able to not be able to get free space, and to maybe punish a squishy, get a kill. You know, we're 100 charge. If we flank a little bit, we might catch somebody by surprise. And also get ult charge. And even though you saw my Ryan was backing there, So like this entire group of enemies, they want to push toward the point right now. And my Ryan just back to the point himself. So I'm the only one here holding choke, but because I have my personal up and I'm 100 charge, I'm a block for them. So none of them can push forward just from me. So one person is preventing 3 people from developing. And by develop, I mean like they're ineffective in this position. If they were to push forward, they develop their effect on the fight to be more efficient. So in this case, I'm having a huge impact being just one person. So they're all back there. Meanwhile, there's somebody on the point that my Ryan's charging. So we're gonna crush them. It was the Winston, yeah. So we crushed the Winston while his entire team was waiting to come in. And now that they're in, the Winston's dead, and now I get free charge off of this D.Va. So it's just like hurting the enemy basically with your charge. And again, when we're looking for charge, we're throwing in right clicks. Right clicks are going to do multi-target damage, and they're also burst damage, so they're going to catch people off guard. In that case, the enemy was low enough, we domed her. So unfortunately, my Zen was pushed up a little bit far. I didn't have my projected to save him, but no big deal. We're going to get another grab here, so we should be able to carry this. So I know that they're going to be coming out the left side because there's nobody here. So where could they be? Process of elimination, right? So technically, yeah, there they are right there. Okay, I did actually see them. So technically, this could be eaten because the D.Va could be holding her DM while rounding the corner, just anticipating general spam damage. So this is a bit of a risk, but it has a higher chance than if after she rounds the corner, right? Because after she rounds the corner and sees me, she's gonna be holding her DM because she's gonna be anticipating me grabbing probably. One thing you can do to prevent this from happening is you can hit the wall before they come around, and that will pull them into the wall, even from behind the wall. But in this case, it would be hard for my teammates to follow up on it if I grabbed in that position, so I just went for this one. And we got 2. So the Winston uses his primal to stay alive, but we're able to demech the D.Va. So actually, he's kind of... This primal is basically a waste. Except for that, the Doomfist is going to commit his ult into killing me as well. Which, I mean, when the enemy uses 2 ultimates to kill her, there's not really too much you can do. But we should still actually win this fight off of that. So, coming back into the fight from respawn, we have our personal up, so we want to put ourselves right in the thick of things. Basically, we just stand there for free because you don't want to shoot you don't want to shoot a Zarya with bubble, right? So the enemy is not going to be wanting to shoot at me at all in general. They're going to be leaving me alone, so I can be really, really aggressive as long as I don't go so far in that I can't come back to my team after I use my personal. So I'm basically standing in the middle of the point, dealing a ton of damage to this Doomfist, and just waiting to use my personal. And this Winston goes all in on my supports, so I'm just going to stay engaged with him and try to bubble them to keep them alive. And we killed the Winston. But unfortunately, in the background, my teammates lost the fight, so this position I'm in here kind of became a bad position after we committed to the fight. So just like with the first round, we're going to come in, try to bubble the engagement. I tried to bubble my Ryan here, but I actually hit the Brigida by accident. I have my bubble relative sensitivity turned down a lot, and I recommend you do that as well. Having it 100, it makes it pretty easy to hit the wrong target, but it also makes it easier to hit clutch things. It also makes it easier to hit clutch bubbles, so it's kind of up to you, but I personally often have trouble with people standing in front of me when I'm trying to bubble people, so I keep it very, very low. But still, we bubbled the Brigida, but because there's a Winston dealing damage, it's multi-target damage and through shield, so I still get charge off of that. Although I could have saved this bubble for protecting against a Doomfist. So if a Doomfist is going for your supports very often, you want to be saving the projected for those supports to protect them from the Doomfist, because it'll also give you an opportunity to turn that Doomfist into a pick, because the person getting jumped by the Doomfist is going to be shooting the Doomfist too, and if they're still alive, they're going to deal a lot more damage than if they were dead right away. So you could kill the Doomfist off of saving your projected. Just make sure you tell your Ryan, because he may be anticipating getting a bubble when he goes in, and go too aggressively if he doesn't know that you're saving it for something else. So when this Doomfist uses his ultimate, I'm trying to stay next to my Reinhardt so that I can, so we can use his shield to block the line of sight to the damage, and also so that we can kill him when he commits. So it's putting a life-saving bubble on our Genji, but he still gets killed. One thing you can do that I actually could have done better in this situation is you can wait. If a target is slept, unless they have like a Widowmaker, like a Widowmaker is going to kill him in one shot headshot, right? But so they're not going to be able to one-tap him. So if I actually wait until they deal damage to him and then bubble him, the first little bit of burst damage is going to wake him up and he'll still be alive with the bubble and use that bubble time to get away from them and get healing. So if I wait a little bit with that bubble, he might have survived, but I don't know, that's a really tiny thing. But yeah, just farming on this D.Va, getting our next grab up. And the Reinhardt hits a big slam, which actually gets me a lot of ult charge and allows me to get my grab up. But now I'm in a bit of a rough position with the D.Va focusing me as well as a nanoed ulting Brigitte. So I'm getting slapped right now. So I am going to solo grab this Brigitte. And I do not regret it one bit. This is actually, in my opinion, a really good play because this Brigitte all-in'd me and we're close to winning this fight. So getting this one pick that they just invested 2 ultimates into, I think really turns things around for us. So I'm staying alive and I'm protecting my teammates as well from this Brigitte, right? It's not just a threat from me. What do you think she's gonna do next if she kills me, right? So I could have killed this D.Va here. I was a little bit too slow with the right click, I think. If I hit that right click, I think I probably would have been able to kill her. But you know what? No big deal because the fact that she got her mech back allowed me to get a ton of ult charge. So even though it's 99 to 99, we're going from 0% like, what was it, 15 seconds ago? That's when we used our grab, up to 55 now. And this Zarya is standing on my head. So I'm pushing up since our team seems to have control of the point pretty well to try to prevent people from being able to touch. We kill that D.Va just solo because we're 100 charge. That's how quickly you can melt D.Vas. But yeah, so she's able to touch, but not before we kill her right away, and we use that grab on the Lucio. That's 5 grabs in 1 round. Let's go. Yeah, so this game actually I had a lot of trouble with the voice chat. It bugged out for me for some reason, which actually should be a good, which actually should make this a really good video for you guys because it can show how you can carry as a solo queue player, even if your team doesn't want to work with you. Like, even if your team doesn't want to communicate with you. That isn't to say though that you shouldn't think about comms. Comms are actually really important in Overwatch. They're, in my opinion, the 3rd most important, with the most important being ult tracking. So communication is, in my opinion, the 3rd most important thing, with ult tracking being the most important and positioning being the 2nd most important. So definitely do try to communicate with your team and keep your teammates working together and be an in-game leader for your teammates. But if for some reason they're not working with you, it's absolutely not an unwinnable game necessarily. So coming into this fight, I want to go straight to point because that's kind of what our comp is. That's kind of where our comp's strength is. But for some reason, our team wants to go around this weird left loop-de-loop thing and then go to point anyway. So I'm not sure. So now we're coming in and they already have control over the point. So we put ourselves in a really bad position right away. So I'm trying to walk, it's like, I think because of last round, because of how many grabs I got, I think the enemy team was like, okay, we gotta stop charging the Zarya. Like, I walk in the middle of their entire team and walk right into the Reinhardt with my, and nobody shoots at me at all. So the reason I put up my barrier though was because I went down to 200 HP, so I was anticipating more damage to keep coming in for them to try to finish me off maybe, but they just stopped shooting at me, so. Not much you can do about that, unfortunately. But we can still bubble the engagement, get a little bit of charge off that, and I'm just trying to, you can see I'm poking at everyone just a little bit, just to try to keep them back. You know, try to keep up the element of fear of me. That's your job as an off tank, right? Your job as an off tank is, like, the main tank creates space by having a giant shield and protecting their teammates, and you create space by enforcing that with a ton of damage, but at a limited range, and being really hard to 1v1 because of your health to damage ratio. So that's why I'm just poking at people just to try to keep them back. But yeah, our team kind of gets rolled. Oh yeah, as well, we also came out with a wrecking ball this time, which we didn't have last time, which is kind of interesting. I guess he's trying to do something with the goats, but you know, you kind of need the D.Va, not a wrecking ball for the defense matrix, but you know, it's whatever. We can definitely win this with the wrecking ball, and we do. So there I put my personal up there to try to eat the Fire Strike. Fire Strike's only deal 100 damage, so they're only going to charge you 20 charge. But honestly, that's fine, because after they hit you with the fire strike, sometimes they're going to be like, well, we've charged her anyway, may as well shoot at her now, and they'll give you more charge. But yeah, coming into this fight, we're bubbling the engagement, bubbling our Reinhardt, and following up with the main tank. So you're shooting at the enemy Reinhardt, basically. Just because that's the best way to force them back. If their Reinhardt stays too far forward, he's just going to get melted by us if we're putting a lot of damage into him. So he has to back up, which gives our team more space into them. So especially since we're like a really goatsy comp, focusing the enemy Rein is really important. And yeah, we melt through him. And now it's just clean up. So they're pushing up here and we're looking to grab the whole team. That's why I'm playing at the side here, because I don't want to hit the Rein shield. I want to hit the middle of them, because the Rein's going to be in front, and if I hit just the Rein shield, it's just going to pull like the Rein, maybe the Zarya in, the rest of the team's going to be safe. That's why I'm playing this flanking side angle. And I'm also thinking about maybe getting a pick on a squishy while I wait. And it works. We get the entire enemy team. Kobe. And Seabug getting this Lucio too. There you go, Kobe. So yeah, so they're down their Lucio, and their Rein shield's super weak because we've been pounding it while they've been waiting to regroup. They've been like, the longer they have to wait for it to regroup, the longer the Rein shield's can be, you know, breaking for. So because they've been taking so long to regroup, we're able to just push right through their front line here now. But we don't get anything, unfortunately. And they hit a pretty big anti, which gives them a lot of space to jump in. And we were so close to getting our grab, but we got hit by that shatter because our Rein got backed up behind us. So, no big deal though, because they use shatter, blade, and grab. So, and we got their Ana and their McCree, so we're going to be coming back at about the same time the Ana and McCree are coming back. So they're going to be setting up in a good position while we're engaging them as a team. So I thought this McCree might be flanking for high noon, so that's why I'm going around this side as well. But he's not, so we're able to get a little bit of damage into him, but whatever. So we go for a giant grab here. We get 3. Our Rein misses the block of the shatter. Or maybe I was playing to the side a little bit too much, I'm not sure. But either way, we clean him up. And we should win the game off of that one. Oh yeah. So thanks very much for watching. Remember that if you want to see hundreds of other guides just like this one, made by top 500 professionals, you can click the link below to Game Leap. Make sure to like this video, share with friends, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate all the support you guys have for us. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.